Hi, welcome to this second installment of Petals on Water. Um, I look like death. I do not know why. So, happy Thanksgiving. I am out here with my ducks. This is going to probably be my place to talk to everybody because when my ducks are out grazing, I kind of need to hang out with them. We have some hawks that hang around, a northern harrier and a red-tailed hawk. Um, they've been eyeing the, as I like to call it, the ducats out here, and so so yeah, this is probably where I'll be talking to you. Um, as you might imagine, it is cold because look at me, I'm layered up. That will probably also happen a lot. Because in the summertime, I can run around. Strangely enough, the turkey vultures, which really worried me in the summertime, actually, I think was kind of the lesser of the two evils in some respects. So, anyway, after such a long digression and introduction, things have been kind of crazy here. So that is why I have missed my once a week attempted, hoped for video. Um, as it just seems to happen with my life, there's almost always something going on that is slightly more than I can handle. And this thing that's been going on this time is actually, I think, what has led to the dam finally bursting in terms of just how bad my dissociation is. I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but up until now, like, I thought I had really gotten off fairly lightly with my complex post-traumatic stress disorder. I didn't feel like I had a lot of blackouts when I did have flashbacks. They weren't hugely over emotional. They were fairly calm. Hang on, there's a tractor going by. So let me wave. We're out here in the country, so I wave. Sometimes they wave back, sometimes they don't. A lot of times I do. So I thought I got off pretty lucky. My flashbacks were the memories would come, I would remember them. It was like watching a TV with no sound. Sometimes I'd feel a little bit, but a lot of times not really, which to me seemed really strange. It was probably the one thing about everything that happened to me that really stuck out, that I wondered about a lot. So it's probably the reason why when Cleo was showing me this video, or not this video, this comic, it really, really resonated. The artist, it was a Giratina on Tumblr, like that's her name is Giratina, and she has OSDD, which is what I think I have. I couldn't find the exact comic, so I couldn't quite figure out how to do a link because I couldn't find the comic. I don't know if she took it down or what, but there was this one panel where she showed that with OSDD, you could remember the memory, but it was actually all the feelings that were amnesiac, so you would not remember those. And that really struck home because that's the way my flashbacks are. I remember them. I remember clear as day everything that happened, and there's just no feelings. So things had been happening for a little bit prior to that. I actually remembered some last night and I didn't write them down, and now I really forget. And I regret that. So one of the things that has been happening lately is I will have a memory of doing something. So like last night I was taking care of the ducks. I remember doing that. And it was like I was on autopilot, except it wasn't like I was on autopilot. Like I vaguely remember me doing everything, but it's like down a tunnel. So it's not like I was on autopilot and just here we go, while my mind was thinking of something else. It was more like I was very engaged in what I was doing, but for some reason I was in the back in a tunnel. So I could see what I was doing. I knew what I was doing. I was watching my ducks waddle around and be adorable, and I appreciated that, but it felt like there was like a conversation going on or something like that I wasn't a part of. Whether it was just talking to the ducks or what have you, I don't really know. And then it all comes back into focus when it was time to sing to them. They have their own song, and I like to sing it to them. So I sang to them. More and more stuff like that has been happening. I forget things. One of the big things that happened right before the first video that I put up was that I'd found this journal that I had no idea where I got it. I actually saw it in Barnes & Noble the other day, and I was like, okay, so it's from Barnes & Noble, which was kind of my first thought. But if I bought it, I don't remember doing it. Like, I looked at it up on the wall and still went, yeah, I don't. There's a million other books that I could see me buying before that one, so it just seemed a little strange. I don't even know how to bridge the gap between the moment where I thought everything was okay and where I'm at now. I think that's been part of the problem with my other videos. I've tried to step by step piece it together, and I can't do that. It's like this literal just, one minute there was ground under my feet, the next minute there was this huge earthquake that just split everything open, and I fell inside, and I found out the ground wasn't solid. It was full of all these little homes and little buildings and little families and people, and all this stuff that I thought was real and solid actually was not real and solid. It is very scary. My family has noticed it. They were actually, there was a whole pun fest going on, and we had a pun off, and I actually won. And anybody who knows me could tell you I can do the occasional pun, but it's not my strength. I tend to be the goofy one, the one who does goofy voices and slapstick and, just weird little quirky humor, not puns. But my husband, he remarked, he said you've like picked up a new ability. He said you never were able to do this before. Where did this come from? And how do I sit there and tell him? Well, suddenly there's a whole bunch of new people here. Business under new management is kind of how it feels. I was realizing this morning, maybe I've picked up puns, but I've lost my poetry. I haven't written a poem in I don't even know how long, and I think I've tried a few times and nothing's happened. So there's all these really, really weird things going on, and I read somewhere that a lot of times when people who are older, like me, have gone the majority of their life having no idea they're disassociated at all, okay? Thinking they're normal as you and me and the dirt on the earth, What happens is that there is one big final trauma, and it's not the final one, but it's final in terms of their self-denial. They literally get one too many bricks, trying to shove too many bricks in the wall, and the wall just shatters. And then suddenly, it kind of all comes out. And I think that's what happened to me. I had an extremely big trauma out here, and it's been building, so I think my disassociation began to grow with it. So like as the stress built up, so did the slow reveal, until finally the trauma actually exploded out into the open, and so did what's going on with me. So this whole thing is like super disorienting, super scary. For the first time this morning, I actually wondered if I would actually stay here, like if I would actually be the one living this and remembering this, because like last night with the ducks, I don't know what happened. It was like autopilot, but not at all. It wasn't my mind being 500 other miles away thinking about some other problem. I remember it. I was looking to my ducks. I was talking to my ducks down a huge tunnel. And I wondered for the first time, is there going to be some morning where I wake up and I'm not this person? So, like, if you come to this video, will I be talking different? Will I be acting different? Will my voice be lower? Will I have a lot more energy? Will I have suddenly picked up some kind of strange accent? Will I suddenly be, new aging you to death with crystal power and things like that? Or will I be trying to convert you to Jesus and God? Or, will I be, I don't know. Like, what will happen? What is this? I don't know. I thought, and I do think from time to time, you've got to be imagining it. You've got a wild imagination. But everything that I've been seeing has talked about, because the dissociated disorders are designed to protect the main person by hiding. It's supposed to be covert. Nobody's supposed to know, especially the person behind the eyes. I'm not supposed to have a clue. Denial, denial, denial. It's, like the Men in Black, where they're not supposed to exist, and yet there they are. That's the way the system is supposed to run. So feeling like you're faking it is, I guess, pretty normal. And usually when I begin to feel that, really, oh my God, that's when I'll forget things. And there'll be reminders left behind that, no, I did it, and I was talking to somebody when I did it, and nope, it's gone though. The memory is gone. The evidence remains. The memory is gone. I started a little, I don't know what you call it, like a, kind of like a attendance record. It's not really an attendance record. It's more like an introductory journal where thus far, people that I've identified or who have come forward, and that's an interesting process in and of itself. People who have come forward have the opportunity to write something, to put stickers, to draw, whatever they want as a way of introduction, and I put down their role or their name or both. If I feel like they have a gender, I put that down. I'm trying to keep track of when they show themselves. I don't know that everybody will come up with birth dates. I don't know how that works. But I figure, well, you know what? If they show up, maybe that'll be their memory day or something. They tend to seem to come out in groups for me. So I don't know if this is like a collection deal. Because the few that have come out seem to be paired with others. And it's just been, and then interestingly enough, sometimes they'll reference people to me, like today, the writer, who has, I guess, been with me since before this reveal. He's one of the few original hosts / fronters. He was the one who brought up the poet that I haven't seen, and I don't even know how long. The general scuttlebutt behind my eyes that I am being told is that it is basically, there was just a massive breakdown. The people in front, who have been in front pretty much most of my life, finally just couldn't take it anymore. The final straw just dropped, and everything came crashing to the ground for them. And so people in the background had to step forward. Well, you know how it is with people in the background. They don't want to stay in the background, and you can't really blame them. So they're not being so subtle. They are when I'm not around other people, or they are when I'm around other people, although again, even other people are starting to see some differences. And actually one of them so radically different, I actually had to tell my oldest, you may see this may change, and it's because this person is like this, and don't be surprised. because she's coming to the front and she looks like she's going to be hosting a lot. So I am the same person and I'm not the same person. And everything that I'm angry about with my mother and everything like that, I'm not hiding that anymore. I don't care. I just literally do not care. It's that's pretty stressful in and of itself. It's part of the reason I look like I'm dying. That was a whole couple weeks of, will I have a place to live anymore? And actually, the worry was not even me. The worry was my animals, my ducks. Let me see if I can switch over the ducks really quickly. Nope, won't let me. Hang on. Let's see if I can show you my ducks. There's my ducks, I hope. Their little butts. That's at least 2 of them. Those are my hens. They lay for me. I have 5 kittens. I would never be able to find someplace big enough for them either. So, there's nothing worse than worrying about your ducks going to the chopping block, your black kittens trying to find a home that would be safe for them. And I really, really wanted to get this out. And for the longest time, I was having trouble doing it. So hopefully, the next video, I'll actually have something a little more concrete, like where I was to where I am, to some of the verbiage I'm using, to, what possibilities do I have for someone who is looking at a more serious aspect associated disorder. Because honestly, I'm not sure there's a lot of options for me. So I'm just going to close with thank you for watching, if you're watching. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the little notification bell so that you come and watch me promptly if I happen to post weekly again, like I'm crossing my fingers hoping to do. I have to do a little quick head check, but kind of hoping at some point I can share with you some of the things that are going on that are a little more specific. Right now, everybody's kind of keeping it general type of deal. I'm having trouble talking. I'm sorry. But this is Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving. I'm very grateful to be able to do this and talk to you and still have my house, still know my ducks are safe, still know that my kittens have a home. And I hope you guys are happy and well and finding a lot to be grateful for too. All right, bye.